What is up, guys? Welcome back to the Scene Invaders podcast, episode 423. I'm Chad, joined by everybody else again tonight. We have Mr. Brad from Canada.
How's it going, eh?
And Miss Carly.
Hey.
And Mr. Coach.
Hi,
or
Chad.
Coach Dave,
How are
if
you?
you're nasty.
That's right.
Coach Dave, if you're nasty. All right. So, of course, we're going to hit you with what we watched this week. And later in the show, we're going to talk about hidden gems, some movies that we all like that we think
Yes.
deserve more love. And
Yes.
there's so many. I had to narrow my list down in a really major way.
So did I.
Yeah.
The more I looked, I'm like, oh, that one,
Mhm.
that one, that
Mhm.
one. I'm like, maybe
More
I'll just-
people should know about this one.
Right.
Like,
I didn't want
really
74
trashy
honorable
movies.
mentions. And then I ended up with all horror for mine tonight. So I guess I kept it kind of in a theme. I just had so many horror. I was like, there's enough to just make them all horror. And that's my favorite anyway. So that's where I was headed with it. But I'm going to get us all started tonight with what I watched this week, which was one thing because I was out of town over the weekend. I went to Louisiana for a wedding, and that was a hell of an adventure, guys. It was pedal to the metal for real, nonstop in the car or anywhere but somewhere still and chill and any of that
Right.
kind of stuff. So it was a lot of traveling, a lot of sitting in the car. It was fun in a way, but it was also exhausting, and I'm still kind of feeling the long car trip and all of that. But because of that, I did not get to make it to the movies and see other things that I'm jealous that other people got to see and I haven't, but they'll get to that later. But
I
I
will
did
spoil them all for you. Don't worry.
Okay, right. Just spoil everything, guys. But I did settle in on the sofa and watch a Netflix film called Carry On, starring Taron Egerton. And I don't know how to pronounce this director's name. Home Colette Sarah. I don't fucking know. He directed Orphan and some other shit. And I had heard some kind of good things about this movie. And I love kind of like just a fun, kind of like white knuckly action thriller type of thing.
Is that what this one is?
Well,
Aw, is it billed as one but didn't quite deliver? We'll find
man,
out.
like it started off kind of strong in a way. It's just basically about a TSA agent who is
Boo.
contacted by people who want right.
Already off to a rough start
Well,
there.
Exactly.
Wonderful.
It's about an
Boo.
extremely
Fuck
attractive
him. No, I'm kidding.
TSA agent.
This is
Let's-
a TSA
let's-
agent hate podcast,
It's a movie.
Yeah.
right? But yeah, he essentially receives an earpiece while he's on the job one day, and people are trying to help someone move through security to get this poison bomb thing on a plane or whatever. And it becomes sort of this like cat and mousey sort of like you have to follow the rules or we're gonna kill your girlfriend type of shit. And it started off kind of strong and at first, and like when they're kind of first communicating with this guy, you get a little bit of tension out of that. But as it goes on, for me, it just sort of unraveled. I didn't find it all that terribly entertaining after a while, and I wasn't expecting a lot out of this guy's. Like I just
Mhm.
wanted to like sit for 90 minutes, 2 hours or whatever, and just kind of chill and have a good time. And I mean, it's a fun enough time, I guess, but by the end of it, like Chris came in while I was watching it, and he was there for like the last 45 minutes, and he was like, "What the fuck is this?" And I was like, "I know, I don't know, I can't answer that question." But I mean, if you have Netflix or whatever, like it's fine enough. It's an okay time sitting on the like lay on the sofa on a Sunday afternoon and like nap in and out of it or whatever. But don't expect like tons of thrills and chills. I work with a girl who actually was like, she recommended this to me a while back, and that's what put it on my radar. And she was like, "I love this movie so much." She was
Oh,
like,
wow.
"I was literally on the edge of my seat the whole entire time," and I was like, "Oh, great! That sounds great. I want to be on the edge of my seat for 2
Right.
hours." But for me, it didn't quite work out that way. And I love Jason Bateman, even though he's kind of always the same person. I know we've said that on this
Yeah, they just
podcast
give him
before.
He
long-
plays a good Jason Justin.
Long hair and
Yeah.
a beard
Yeah.
here and there,
That's
and
a
that's
good
how they
one.
change him up.
Exactly. But yeah, I think he's always fun, and he's serviceable enough and fine enough here. But as you kind of see where all this is going and why they're trying to do what they're doing or whatever, it's sort of eye rolly and silly and not like fun silly. They could have really leaned into being like way over the top silly,
Mhm.
but I think they kind of play it a little bit too straight sometimes when they should have just had a bit more fun with it, in my opinion. So this is
Mhm.
definitely just a borrow, a click play on Netflix if you already have it, but don't go out of your way for this one, guys. Not in my opinion.
You know, with all the technology and stuff, and like somebody will get an envelope that has an earpiece or a cell phone or something like that.
That's
and
very
it's a
this.
says, "We're going to kill your girlfriend. We're going to kill your husband."
Mhm.
You know, I was first time I saw it, I can't remember who it was, but I remember sitting there, and I just had a flash. I'm like, if they called up and they picked up and says, "We're going to kill your wife,"
Somebody's
And
like,
the guy-
thank God. Like,
but no, what the guy says, "Oh, that's my
How
ex-wife.
much?
Go nuts," you know, and just completely deflate everything. That's my ex-wife. Go fucking crazy.
right?
You know.
Actually, we're not getting
It-
along right now, so that'll be just fine.
It would be a 10-minute fucking movie, but I think it would just be it'd be a good SNL sketch.
Right? For real.
Yeah.
There's that movie coming out too. I think it's a Blumhouse movie, if I'm not mistaken, from the same director as like Happy Death Day. It's called Drop. That
Oh,
actually looks.
Yeah.
I think it looks very fun. I'm
We saw
totally
the trailer
excited.
for it.
I think they gave everything away in the trailer.
Yeah,
right?
rather-
Why do
I
they
saw the
show so
trailer.
much shit in the trailers now?
Yeah, I
It's
don't
so
know how she
ridiculous.
ended up getting thrown out the top of that building.
Right.
We got to watch it to find out.
Well, exactly. Yeah, exactly.
I'll
Well,
let you guys
remember,
watch it.
Blumhouse is
Yeah,
the studio
no.
that did all those like whatever the fuck they were, like all that research to find out that they sell more tickets. They discovered when they spell out literally everything in their
Wow.
trailers.
That's
That's
crazy.
why Blumhouse is like one of the worst offenders here. So whatever, more power to him, I guess, if it's bringing them in money. But and I don't understand that mindset as a movie goer or watcher of wanting to go into something knowing everything. But
Right?
It's
Some
funny. I
people like
used to
that.
be a big Jason Bateman fan, and I know Brad and I both listen to the same podcast, Smartless,
Yeah.
and he is so insufferable on that.
Oh no.
He really can be.
I
Why?
don't-
Just because of what he talks about, or
He is. You can tell he is privileged raised.
okay.
Very parsnickety.
Yes,
Opinionated, but
not
kind of in a-
educated.
in a bit of a
Okay.
fun way, you know. But they did the Smartless like the tour, and I think it was an HBO Max or whatever HBO is called now, and it was kind of behind the scenes, and then like the first 10 minutes they're sitting on the private plane. I think Will Arnett's just kind of like poking at him.
Mhm.
He looks at the camera and he says, "I'm shutting this fucking thing down right now. I can't do this."
fair enough.
I mean, there's a camera there. They're playing to the camera. So you
Right.
think that they might want to be a little entertaining. He's like, "No, I'm not doing this. I'm not being
Right.
entertaining."
He's like, no, absolutely not. Not today. Not today.
Yeah,
Yeah, so I guess he's a serviceable actor, but I never saw the big deal. I mean, I really liked him in the Hogan Family.
I really liked him in Teen Wolf too.
Okay. I loved Ozark.
I got through season 1.
Dave, now what did you like him in?
Um,
Silver Spoons. Say Silver Spoons. Say Silver Spoons.
um,
I'd rather hang out with his sister. She seems super
Um,
based.
Yeah,
Oh, Justine, yeah.
Yeah.
she played the lesbian neighbor in that one show that I can't remember the name of.
Oh, what? Really? I did not
Yeah.
know this. Okay.
Yeah, it was a sitcom that had the guy from.
Facts of Life.
Oh,
No, they
Facts
were
of
all
Life.
lesbians.
Oh, now we
It
know.
is.
Now we
It
know.
is funny to go through those like '80s things with a modern eye, and you're just like,
Oh yeah,
I know where you're going. I know where
Yeah.
you're headed.
I see your future.
I see where you're going.
For real.
watch Hollywood Squares from the '70s.
Right?
Oh, who's the infamous? He's so good though. He has a hair like he has the
Yeah,
real.
no, I know who you're talking about. I can't.
It's not Richard Kind, but it
No.
like he was a confirmed bachelor, much
Okay.
Very
like
confirmed.
much like Liberace.
Oh,
Very much
okay.
Like Paul Lynn, like all those
That's
guys.
it, Paul Lynn. That's
It is
the
Paul
guy.
Lynn, right?
Yes.
Okay, yeah.
Okay.
That's I can watch clips of Paul Lynn just for hours and just laugh my ass off.
Okay. I'm here for it.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was it for me, guys. Like I said, it's been a crazy week, a busy week. I'm gonna try my hardest to go to the movies tomorrow and try to catch up on a couple things. One of those is something that Coach saw. I'm very jealous of, and I'm dying to hear what he had to say about it. So we're gonna move on to Coach and see what he watched this week.
So I
Nothing.
had a couple of things. I started the Netflix show Adolescence, but it just seemed a little too intense. It's the Stephen Graham, like the kid gets kind of arrested in the first 10 minutes of the show of he did or did not do something and is accused of murder. It looks promising. I didn't have the the stomach to go through with that.
Okay.
But I'm going
Have the bandwidth for it.
I'm going to definitely get back to it. Hopefully this week.
Okay. You gotta be in the mood for some shit, man.
Yep. We were tossing around possible topic ideas, and I think the one came up for what movie was shot near to your where you live, grew up, etc. So that led me to checking out an old movie called At Close Range,
Okay.
which was about a series of robberies and murders out near me in Lancaster, which is probably about 20 minutes west.
Oh
30
wow.
minutes
Okay.
west.
Super close.
This was back in 1986. And listen to this cast. We have a young Sean Penn, Christopher Walken before he went cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs, Mary Stuart Masterson, Chris Penn. It's one David Stratham as a very young guy, Crispin Glover, Kiefer Sutherland.
Hell yeah.
And it's basically Christopher Walken is this kind of almost crime giant in this small town, and they heist tractors and try and rob, houses and stuff like that. And he brings his son, Sean Penn, along for the ride. And then he kind of, gets together this crew, and they start robbing things. And it's kind of a true story of like the outcome of all of these things. Just an absolute fantastic movie, except for the soundtrack by Madonna, or the score done by Madonna.
I'm looking at your little tagline there. It says "Someone somewhere stop Madonna." I was wondering where that came
It's
from.
the
now we know.
same song over it. It's never her singing. It's kind of the lead up to the dun 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 dun, dun. And it's just over and over again. And I'm like, either sing or change the tune.
Shit or get off the pot.
Okay, right.
Yeah.
On the drive back from,
I'm pretty sure Madonna doesn't shit. She just excretes diamonds or something. I don't
Okay,
know.
right, for real.
Something like that.
Yeah, on the drive back from Louisiana, we actually I love one of her albums. It's called Confessions on a Dance Floor. And Chris had never heard it, so I played it. Like, we had a lot of time in the car, guys. So I was like, let's put this on. I said, this is like pre-Madonna, before she was like doing poppers on fucking Instagram and looking like a bloated corpse.
Oh my God. Yeah.
So like back when she was like, okay.
Yes.
So yeah, but maybe she needed stopped in 86 too with this.
Yeah, this was the song was Live to Tell, and it just plays.
Oh wow.
So like it's a heavy song to begin with.
Sure.
It was apparently like her whole management team was ready to get rid of her because she went in this strange direction, and well, I don't know. Okay, that's not.
And she was like dating Sean Penn, I'm sure.
Yes.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah. But honestly, such a fascinating movie about, fathers and sons, poverty versus money, like the law versus those on the lam, that type of stuff. And it's just funny to see some of like these amazing young actors who have grown into just amazing old actors.
Sure.
So,
it's like
and I always had a crush on anything that Mary Stuart Masterson did back in the day.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Hell yeah.
So let's see. After that, I got caught up on The Pit. And I'm going to say something that's actually not very challenging of it, is that this could be the best hospital drama ever.
Oh, wow.
Oh.
Okay.
It takes
Big
place
words.
in a single shift. So each episode is like an hour in the pit.
Oh,
And it
okay.
is basically in a emergency room in Pittsburgh. And just basically they're going through the like one whole shift of just how crazy and insane it is.
Okay.
There is about every 2 episodes, there's a little bit of a soapbox of like, well, administration doesn't do this, so this is this. But from everywhere I see, like, you can't really poke holes in that.
Okay.
Whereas like ER and a couple of the other ones just go a little too
Right.
fancy. And it's about the relationships. The standout actress to me is, she plays a character that came from the army, is has tendency of autism, but isn't not autistic. Her sister is autistic.
Okay.
It is Bryan Cranston's daughter.
Okay.
And I'm trying to pull up her name right now.
Something Cranston?
No, it's actually not Cranston.
Of course not.
She might be married.
Yeah, Taylor Dearden.
Okay.
Oh.
And she is such a, like, every time you see her, you're just like, oh, this is great. Because she has this kind of bouncy, enthusiastic attitude that's just absolutely amazing. It's one of those things that you kind of have to see to understand. But every time she shows up and smiles, you're just, oh, wow. It kind of gave me the same feelings as when I saw Margaret Qualley in Once Upon a Time in Hollywood.
Okay.
Oh, right.
Where I'm like, okay, like she has something.
Cool.
What is this streaming on?
HBO Max
Okay.
and Plex.
The
Okay.
Pit.
And what's that called again?
The Pit.
The Pit. Okay.
And it's
it-
actually Noah
it's in
Wiley
Pittsburgh?
is the lead.
That's the guy I'm thinking of.
Yeah.
Okay.
Who? What'd you
Noah
say?
He is-
Wiley?
Noah Wiley was from
okay. Yep.
ER.
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 Mhm.
Oh wow. Okay.
And so he's one of the executive producers.
You've been doing
and it
all the
was-
hospital dramas.
Yeah, it's one of those, like, if he was
He's the
going
guy
to
that's
come back
not
to
George
do
Clooney.
it, he was going to do it right.
Okay.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
And he
And
hasn't really
then-
been doing anything. So, I mean,
Yeah.
I
So
haven't
I
seen
mean,
him in anything. He's a talented actor, but
Mhm.
I haven't really seen him do anything. So somebody said, I got an idea. Let's go hose him down, sober him up, give him some
Okay,
money.
right. Hose him down, guys.
and
Your
I'll tell
hospital
you,
again.
You
But
go
I can
through
do
all
it. Yeah, I said
the,
your hospital.
you go through all of the emotions on this. Like, I cried. I did laugh out loud a couple times, and as well as just like really felt for some of the characters, and
Sure.
at the same time shocked. So I highly recommend that one.
Okay.
Moving on, we had a brief pocket between tryouts and the end of the season here that I was able to sneak out early one night and have an adult night.
Yay.
Not sexy time
That
adult
kind.
night.
Not that
gets
kind of
us-
adult.
Not the kind that gets us 500 views.
No.
Right, exactly.
The kind of, I went to go see a movie at a regular time
Mm.
Okay.
on a Friday night.
Sexy time.
So I went to go see a 7:30 screening of Black Bag.
I'm so excited
Yes.
to see this.
Now-
That was the movie last week I talked about wanting to go see, but
Mhm.
it's been harangued away from me.
There must be, I mean, like every babysitter in the world must have been hired that night. I will tell you, it was creepy awesome.
Okay.
I walked into a theater, it was completely full. I'm
Oh,
talking
wow.
every single chair by people in their late 40s.
Okay.
Mm.
It looked like a weird casting for like
Right.
Well, you
Maybe
can
an
tell
extra
that the time you
Seinfeld.
saw it was 7:30.
well, but even still, like normally you'll have some kids, even with an
Mhm.
R-rated movie or whatever.
Right,
like
right, yeah.
there'll be kids, like, oh, it's an R-rated movie. We're gonna see, we're gonna go make out in the corner.
Sure.
Like all adults, like not even like the elderly. It was just like late 40 somethings.
Yeah.
Dolores got turned away.
Gen X
No,
got
yeah,
the memo on
Dolores,
this one, man.
Dolores, nope, was not allowed to.
She was not welcome at this screening.
Mm-mm.
Poor Dolores.
So this is when intelligence agent Catherine Woodhouse is suspected of betraying the nation and her husband. Also a legendary agent, faces the ultimate test. Test? Sorry, I went a little south there.
A little bit.
Test of whether to be loyal to his marriage or to his country.
Marriage.
So the main two people are Fassbender and Kate Blanchett.
Mhm.
Sweet.
I love both of them.
That's
so
a
much.
great cast right there.
That's all you need. And being directed by Steven Soderbergh.
Yep.
Mhm.
There's
The
And
second movie in
Perspective.
like 2 months.
Right.
a running time of 1 hour and 32 minutes.
Oh my
Oh.
God.
sweet spot.
And now
Brad.
you know why it was full of 47.
Yeah, no shit.
Wow.
We hit the
Sweet
trifecta
spot.
of good movie, good actors, good time. We're out.
Mhm.
Yeah. No, I'm feeling attacked, but yeah, I get it.
I'm right there with you. I'm totally here for all of that. So
Oh, listen, like that was a bonus. I thought like, oh, espionage thriller, everybody kind of thinks it's going to be Mr. and Mrs. Smith. It's not. It's awesome. Not the TV show, the movie. Either way,
Jolie.
This is a grown-up movie. It deals with grown-up problems, and like it is, they're working for spies as spies at international dealings and everything. However, the dialogue is so good. Everything is set up so well.
Oh, cool.
It is extremely, extremely fun. I can't say a bad thing about it. Like, it is a little dry, but like it's just
So is life.
solid. Yeah, like everything does not have to be huge explosions and like waka waka waka. Like
Agreed.
this
Yeah, I
was.
agree.
We're gonna have good conversations. We're gonna have some twists, some turns. Somebody else may just show up, be a character, and then maybe not. It's a good spy thriller.
Cool.
It's kind of your perfect date night type of movie of like you could go to this hour and a half, go to a late dinner, get a good meal, and discuss the movie. It is kind of perfect for that.
Okay.
Right on.
Yeah, I'm so
Sold
excited
me,
for
man.
this
I
one.
wanted to see it before. The only reason I hadn't seen it is because the girl I was going to go with, she says, "Well, I can't go, so will you wait for me?" And as I said, "Yeah, I love doing that."
And Steven Soderbergh's hit or miss for sure, but yeah,
like
this
this
one
hit.
just looked so promising.
Fassbender said the reason he joined on is because Steven Soderbergh is the king of the mid-tier movie.
Okay.
He really is.
Yeah, like he doesn't do $200 million movies. He doesn't do $6 million movies. He's solid 50 to 75.
Yeah.
Put it out. 50 to 75. Put it out.
And he's just a solid director. I mean, he really
Yep.
doesn't have, just a specific genre that he sticks with, which is pretty refreshing.
Very true.
Yeah, he doesn't have a type.
Did David Koepp write this?
Did David who write
Koepp?
what?
Did he
Yes, he
write
did.
Black Bat? Do you know? Okay.
Yes, he did.
I think they worked together quite a bit.
So this is the writer of Jurassic Park, Mission Impossible, Stir of Echoes, The Mummy. No, that's a bad one.
Which mummy?
Premium Rush.
Oh,
Nope, that's a bad one.
I was going to say that one was awful.
War of the Worlds, Xanthura,
Okay.
Secret Window, the
Mhm.
Spider-Man movie, Panic Room,
Okay.
Snake Eyes,
He's hit or
Okay.
miss.
Snake Eyes?
Carlito's Way,
I love that
Okay.
movie.
Death Becomes Her,
Great movie too.
and well, let's let it lie there.
Okay, sweet. Solid writer for when he does well. When he does
Yeah,
of course.
poorly, he does really poorly.
I think he wrote Presence as well, that was out in January this year from Steven
Okay.
Soderbergh. So I think he was the writer of that. And
That
it
was,
was-
yes,
that
he
Ghost one?
was.
That's that ghost one, right?
Yes, it was.
Yeah.
Not about President.
POV ghost porn. That sounded bad, but
No, it sounds
500
good.
views.
she's like, no, actually.
I might go check out
Good
this President's movie now that you brag about it.
Okay, right. The name of this episode is POV ghost porn.
POV ghost porn. We're gonna get 600 views.
Mhm.
I'm dead. God.
So yeah, that was it for me.
Okay, there it is.
Cool.
All right, we're gonna move on to Miss Carly. Miss Carly, we are dying
Woo.
with baby
Oh,
breath
God.
to know what you watched this week.
All right.
That's less.
Well, no, I did not watch Presents, but
Okay.
but the first one that I watched was In Bruges.
Okay.
And this
good one.
particular movie has been recommended to me on several different occasions by one of my ex-mutuals, or Twitter, whatever you want to call it now.
Okay.
His name is Keith G. And this is basically a dark comedy that stars Colin Farrell and Brendan Gleeson. They play two hitmen that are told by their boss, played by Rafe Fiennes, to lay low in Bruges, Belgium, for 2 weeks to await further instruction after their latest hit has resulted in the death of an innocent bystander.
Okay.
So this
That's
film,
pretty great.
right? It's a film
That was
about
great.
guilt, faith, redemption, and the cost of the decisions we all make in life. It's filled with brilliant humor, it's brutal violence, and amazing performances by all involved. It was. Have you guys seen it?
Oh yeah,
I have
Okay.
numerous times.
Okay. Yeah, I was late to the party, but I'm glad that I finally decided to watch it.
It's been a long time since I've seen it, so I feel like this is due for a rewatch for
not.
sure.
Is that the same director that did Banshees of Inisherin?
Yes.
Yes.
Mhm.
And
Okay, 'cause I
Seven
thought-
Psychopaths.
Yep.
And, yeah.
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 I thought they gathered up all the mix together. And
You're dealing with quality, so
Right.
and I love Colin Farrell.
Oh
Hell
my
yeah.
God. And that end scene with Ray Fiennes, I mean,
Mhm.
like bringing it back around from what he said, like, I know if I do that, I'd just stick the gun in my mouth and kill myself right then and there. I was like, oh my God, dude, he totally did.
Mhm.
So
I'm gonna watch
but
that.
yeah.
I haven't seen it.
it's
Cool.
oh man, it's really good. In fact,
Oh, you'll like it, then.
I'll probably watch it again sometime soon just to
Okay.
try to pick up on things that I may have missed.
Did you
But yeah.
watch this because it was a recommendation from someone? Like from you said it was from Twitter. Was it because of the
It was because of that, and it also kept showing up on some lists that I was looking at for underrated gems. I was
Okay.
like, oh, what do other people think? I want to kind of get their opinions or whatever. So maybe something that I can, watch that I haven't seen yet.
Mhm.
And that kept showing up on multiple lists. And of course, my mutual Keith kept talking about it anytime that I asked for a recommendation. That is the movie he would go to.
Okay.
So,
Shout
yeah.
out Keith.
Yep. Good job,
Rock on,
Keith.
Keith.
Thank you.
Yeah. Killing it, homie.
So yeah, that was I would definitely recommend. I would buy it. If you don't have it, I'm sure it's probably not that expensive, but
Mhm.
I would definitely buy that one
Cool.
to have in my library.
Watch it over and over, guys.
Yes. Then another movie that I watched was Dance of the Dead, which also came out in 2008. And this is just a delightfully corny, low budget zombie movie that's kind of a cross between Return of the Living Dead and Revenge of the Nerds.
Oh, okay. That sounds super fun.
Right? Nearly all the characters are stereotypes, and the gags/situations are hugely predictable for the most part. But at least the movie it's never boring, and it doesn't waste any time on far-fetched plot twists.
Mhm.
Most of the characters, except for one, which is fine, but all of the teenage characters actually look like teenagers. They don't look like they're 30-year-olds
That's
playing
good.
teenagers.
Right.
I also thought it was really interesting because it was filmed in Rome, Georgia, and I live in Georgia.
Okay.
So most of the characters that actually play in the movie are Georgia natives
Okay.
that I noticed.
Oh,
So I was like,
nice.
oh, that's really cool. They're born
Represent
in Georgia.
for Georgia.
Right?
Hell yeah.
Yeah. So this one, like I said, it's really low budget. I actually have a copy that I bought from Blockbuster for
Oh, wow.
$3.99
Hell
of previously
yeah.
viewed. Yeah, so I bought mine. I mean, if you like low budget type zombie movies, something that's kind of fun, you may want to buy it. If not, I think it's definitely worth at least streaming if you
Sure.
can find it.
Yeah, it sounds hella fun for sure.
It's fun.
I haven't even heard of it. So
Right? Yeah. Well,
Hidden Gem. Hello.
was really well, I rewatched it actually in preparation for this show, thinking it might show up on my list, and while I still did enjoy it because I haven't seen it since 2008, just didn't quite make the list, but still fun. And then the only other thing is we've been watching all of the Marvel movies, the Infinity Saga leading up to Avengers Endgame. So we did finish up that with Infinity War and Avengers Endgame.
So good.
Yeah,
Solid
That's-
as hell for sure.
right. Everybody knows about those movies, so I don't really have to say anything.
But something did happen when Cap got a hold of Mjolnir, did it not?
Yeah, so it was pretty hilarious. We were watching it, and as soon as Mjolnir gets, caught by Captain America, my son loudly exclaimed, he said, "This is absolute cinema." And I was like, oh my God.
And he's correct. He is
Yes,
100% correct.
Absolutely.
But then, of course, we all started laughing after he said that. And then he goes, wait a minute, what does cinema mean? And I was like, it's movies. It's movies. You're right, buddy. You used it correctly. It's a good
absolutely.
usage. So, yeah, that was pretty adorable.
I remember
Budding
sitting in the
cinephile.
theater watching that. And when that
Oh.
scene happened,
So good.
the freaking theater erupted.
Mhm.
Right?
Like screaming, cheering. Some people were crying, so much to the point that you completely missed if there was any dialogue. Like, those people were up and jumping like their team just won a touchdown. I guess it is for like nerds and stuff. But yeah, I remember. And there's even clips online of the theater reactions of what happens, and you hear people just screaming and wailing. So it was absolute cinema. I agree.
I hope Marvel gets back to that for real.
Oh man, I do too.
They need to. They need to. I don't need to. Christ, they got all the money. Fuck it.
Well, I mean, big facts. Big facts. Yep. Was that all you watched, Miss Carly?
Yep, that was
absolute cinema.
Yeah, absolute cinema. I did watch a couple more things, but some of them might be included in my list.
Okay, yeah, upcoming in our hidden gems, guys. But before that, we're gonna move on to Mr. Brad from Canada, and we get to hear what he also saw a movie that I want to see. So everybody's seeing everything I want to see this week.
Yep. I stayed home. I went out, so I stayed home and grabbed a copy of Batman Ninja versus Yakuza Justice League. That is the title.
That's a hell of a title.
That's a mouthful.
It's a.
Say that 3 times fast.
No. You can't make me, and I won't do it.
God, I haven't had a mouthful like that since last night.
Oh yeah. Me neither. No, I'm kidding.
I hate myself for saying that. Oh my God.
I suddenly feel very boring now.
No.
All right. Well, back to this Batman Ninja Yakuza Justice League thing. It's a sequel to the first Batman Ninja Fair, which just is a very stylized, computer-generated, looking kind of 2D, but it's 3D. It stars Batman and the Robins and the Justice League that kind of flow into like a time warp kind of thing that makes the Justice League under Yakuza influence. So, yeah. Of course, it's Batman versus the Justice League, but they're all in ninja samurai gear and tattoos and all that. So actually, it looks great.
Okay.
It is fun to look at and just see all the new looks. Like, what if Superman was a samurai, and what would his name be? And I forget it, but same with Aquaman and Wonder Woman, and like he is Aqua Dragon, I believe, because I'm a big Aquaman fan. And it even has like a pretty silly kind of like side cut on how old school anime TV was influenced, kind of like Batman and all the Robins getting into like a Voltron kind of thing. And so it does like the quick choppy, and there's a very prominent Japanese singer singing some poppy song as they do all this stuff. So they're not taking themselves too seriously. And neither did I when I was watching it. So it's a high borrow. Like, don't go out of your way, but if it's there, grab it.
Okay.
So then I left the house.
What?
Yeah, I know, right?
Canada represent also for actually having something new.
Right.
No
kidding. Let's go, Canada.
No kidding. Well, I didn't see Black Bag because I wasn't allowed to. I guess that I'm really enjoying that. But,
you'll get to.
So I went and I saw Novocaine with Jack Quaid. And yeah, it was a movie.
You said it was a movie.
Jack Quaid is charming as hell. I mean, he's the reason anyone's going to go see this movie, honestly. And he is worth the watch. I mean, he stars as a banker with a genetic condition that eliminates pain from his array of senses. So that's convenient. You'd think it's convenient, but you see him. It kind of gets a little sad because he's making coffee and there's a bunch of ice cubes in his coffee, so he doesn't burn himself. He's on a date with a girl, kind of a forced date, and she's like, well, he orders a milkshake and she orders just a piece of pie, and she's like, come on, eat it. He's like, no, I can't, kind of dancing around it. And he says, I can't have any fucking pie. He tells her about the genetic condition and says, I can't eat solid food because I might bite my tongue off.
Holy shit.
Yeah. And not like he won't know when he's biting his tongue.
Okay.
Other than, Novocaine, you ever been to the dentist and then you're talking and you bite down on something, but you don't feel anything until the Novocaine wears off, and
Okay,
you realize you got
right.
a mouthful of blood.
Facts.
So yeah, it's not the happy superhero like I'm Wolverine kind of thing.
Sure.
So I mean, like say he plays a banker. There's a bank robbery, and this girl gets kidnapped. So he kind of goes after her, and insanity ensues. I mean, there's nothing really special about it. There's one good plot twist, I suppose, but it's shown pretty early, and then after that, it is just pretty predictable.
Okay.
Mm.
But there is a funny scene, I guess, of one of the captors ties Jack to a chair and starts torturing him,
Mhm.
and he can't feel it. So he's got like a knife in his thigh, and he's like, "Oh, ow!"
Oh, that hurts so bad.
And another guy he pulls his fingernails out, and he's like, "Oh, that is the worse than the first pain." Ow!
Right. Having to fake it as hell.
Yeah. So
That's
I
pretty
mean,
funny,
yeah, it's I'm not upset that I spent the money on it. It was predictable but fun. So it's a low buy, but it's a buy nonetheless.
Gotcha. Fun to watch
Yeah.
again, at least.
Yeah. If it comes on, I'll watch it. And then I watched Elysium
Okay.
with Matt Damon in his little sci-fi venture about a utopian space that has wonderful tech that can cure disease and fix every ailment you ever had for a citizen of the utopia.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
And then you have the serfs that live on Earth and work themselves to death. And after a factory incident, Maddie's life gets kind of, almost ended as he gets an incurable infection and works with a bunch of hackers and cyber tech guys to try and get up to the Elysium and stop Jodie Foster. And
Stop Jodie Foster, man.
Stop Jodie
She
Foster.
must be stopped.
That's the name of the movie. Stop Jodie Foster.
It should be. That'd be amazing.
I mean, Matt Damon gets to wear a really
Prevent.
cool exoskeleton, and there's mercenary agents also wearing really cool tech and really neat weapons. There's droids. It has you guys ever see the movie Chappie?
Yes.
yeah.
Isn't it by the
Yeah.
same guy?
It has to be just because the
I know it's
Chappie's
got-
about the guy that did District 9.
Yeah.
Is this Blomkamp?
it
That's
could
I
be.
think it
I
is.
don't really
Okay.
know. It's just the look of the droids are the exact same, and it was one of those movies I thought I actually saw,
Mhm.
but it turns out I didn't.
Okay.
So when I was sitting down watching it, I'm like, oh, I don't remember any of this.
Surprise, Brad.
Yeah, it was
New
really
movie
cool.
experience.
And I had one of my favorite unknown actors that has been in everything, that Sharlto Copley, who was
Mhm.
in District 9
Mhm.
and
And
the
Chap-
A-Team,
Is he in Chappie too?
probably in
I'm
Chappie.
sure he was. He's in all of his stuff.
Is that
He
a Neil
played-
Blomkamp movie though?
I'm getting closer, I think.
Yeah, he played
there it is.
in,
Okay, here it is.
Coach is close, guys.
Oh, he's getting
I
closer.
don't know what's wrong with me tonight. Jesus
It
Christ.
is a Neil Blomkamp jam.
Okay,
Okay,
Um,
cool.
yeah,
That's what I thought.
definitely is, because you got the South African accents and guys with all these amazing firearms and a sword. You need a sword.
Hmm.
Of course.
So yeah, it was really good, and it was actually one that I would consider a hidden gem, because I think it got press, but it just didn't reach as far as it should, especially with star power being like Matt Damon has never really been at a low point since
Sure.
I was
Ever.
gonna say Saving Private Ryan. He's in that too. Freaking Genius Boy, Boston Kid,
Goodwill Hunting.
Goodwill Hunting. That's him.
Mhm.
You can tell I'm not a genius boy because I can't remember any of this stuff.
We're getting
Speaking
Yeah,
old.
of Neil Blomkamp, do you know what his next project is?
No, but I know he
Yes,
just directed
I
Gran
heard
Turismo,
about
and
it.
it was great.
District 10.
He is
I
rebooting.
mean, what
Would
is
you
the-
like to know more?
Yep, Starship Troopers.
Oh shit.
Yep.
That's interesting
Cool.
though.
Yes, like that.
I just heard
could
about
work.
that. I'm still
That
really
could
sad
work.
about the whole aliens thing that he didn't get to do.
Right.
Sigourney Weaver and Michael Biehn. Oh,
Yet
they're
Yeah.
too old. They
No,
can't
they're not.
do it.
Yeah.
they
They
can
can't
DH
do it.
people. She played a big blue
Ew.
cat. You can do anything.
Yeah,
true. Facts.
I think
The
it's too
AI
long.
soon.
It's too late, but
No,
I would
never.
still love to see it.
Yeah, definitely.
Let's say if it came out tomorrow, would you say nope, too old?
No, absolutely
just-
not.
Oh,
I
I
would
would watch
still
it for
see
sure.
Yeah,
I'd go in with
In
open
40
mind.
years, when it comes out, would you watch it?
I will if I'm still alive. Hopefully, I am.
Very real. Anything
good
else new
stuff.
for you, Mr. Brad, this week?
I sat down today and watched a movie I haven't seen in forever because I was very young when it came out, and I remember watching it when I was young, and that was Al Pacino's Cruising.
Oh,
Mm.
that's right. You mentioned that before the show. Holy shit.
Yeah, Al Pacino plays a undercover detective and goes into New York's gay scene, BDSM scene, to stop a serial killer.
Mm-hmm.
And it's got some pretty impressive visuals considering the time.
Mm-hmm.
Pretty striking, I guess, even now by this point. So I can only imagine how it played back in when it came out.
Oh,
Like,
sure.
I think it was
Yeah, yeah.
1985. So I did a little bit of research and found out it was not very well received.
I can
People hated
imagine
it.
that it was not. Yeah.
Because nobody liked the gays.
Sure.
And they definitely didn't want to watch a movie that portrayed a lot of gay sex around them. They made a lot of people way too uncomfortable to actually enjoy.
Sure.
But as far as the story goes, the acting was amazing. Al Pacino, it's Al fucking Pacino.
Of course.
You'll recognize a lot of faces, even if you can't put names to them. But it was a fantastic movie, and it was between that and Elysium, I'd say that kind of kicked off a bit of some hidden gems.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, and that's what we're about to move into, guys, and talk about some hidden gems. Some movies that
I know you're
love.
laughing at, Coach. Shut up.
But yeah, I thought this was such a fun topic. Was it you, Carly, who brought this one up to the group?
I think so.
Okay,
Yes, it
yeah,
was.
yeah. Carly threw this out at the group, and it's something that I honestly had never thought of before. And it's such a fun idea because I try to, as a moviegoer, like find things off the beaten path. Sometimes I'll watch anything, and if it's a big
Mhm.
blockbuster, a big mainstream, I'm happy with that. But I love like weird little like kind of one-off things or being able to introduce people to movies and stuff like that. So I thought this was a very fun topic, and we're
Great
going to go
topic.
back around this in the order that we did everything earlier. So I guess that means we're starting with me, and I have an honorable mention this week, guys. This was hard. I had so many things I wanted
Is
to
it
talk
in
about.
red?
Now, Chad, before we
Of
do,
course.
okay, I was
Oh,
about to say,
Do the Twitter?
before we, do we want to do the Twitter
Let's do
shout
it.
outs first? Okay.
Absolutely, yes.
So I wanted to recognize a couple of our listeners / mutuals on X / Twitter that had brought up some good recommendations as well for the underrated gems that may not have made it on our list. Maybe they did. You'll have to find out. But we have Tipsy Loris at Tipsy Loris. She recommended, I'm guessing it's a she, recommended Gross Point Blank.
I love that
movie.
movie.
Yes,
but
it almost ended up on my list too because
It's
it's
such
one of
a
my
good one.
favorite comedies. It's
That is
right up
definitely a
there.
hidden gem. That is a hidden gem. I think the soundtrack got more play than the actual
Yes.
movie itself.
Yeah, I had the soundtrack.
Me
So,
too.
or at least part one of it. I think they released like 2 discs, but I had the first one.
Okay.
This is back when CDs were things.
Right?
Oh yeah.
Yep.
Well, they still are to me, but
Okay. I was gonna say they're kind of making a comeback in a weird way.
all right. Then we have Paul Sem at Jesus Lackey. He recommended The Golden Child. That's
Another great
another
movie.
good one.
So great. I haven't seen that in years.
Want the knife? Yeah. That was actually, we're
part.
talking about peak powers of Matt Damon and such. That was pretty peak power Eddie
Mhm.
Murphy.
Yeah,
Don't know why that didn't get more play.
very good one. Then Captain Kit at The Kit Crash recommended several. We have Equilibrium,
Mhm.
Kiss Kiss Bang Bang, Fallen, Inside Man, Ronin, Coherence, and that's just to name a few off the top of his head.
Okay.
All good ones.
Yes,
All
all very
really
good.
Good choices.
Equilibrium is what
Mhm.
that got released after it was kind of hidden, and then it got released when they said Christian Bale was going to be Batman,
Hmm.
and then they just kind of opened
that
it up,
was
and that was
The introduction of Gun Fu.
Gun Fu.
Right?
Yeah, hell yeah, that's right. And then
Yeah. Do you know if you
Inside
stand
Man-
a certain way, you won't get shot?
Okay, right. And Inside Man is Russell Crowe, right? This is like the cigarette, like whistleblower movie, right?
Yeah.
That's the
Wait,
No, that's Denzel
no.
Washington
That's Denzel
Oh,
Washington,
shit.
Spike Lee joint.
and
Okay, I'm
Clive Owen.
What the fuck movie
Yeah.
am I thinking of? I don't know.
You're
Yeah, that
thinking
was
of
the-
the other one. I know which one you're
Yes.
thinking of.
I know which
Thank
one
you
you're
for
talking about, too.
smoking.
No, that was
Different one.
Barefoot
Okay.
Two-Face.
Barefoot Two-Face.
Who played Two-Face, and he doesn't wear shoes.
I mean,
Um,
that's
Thomas
thank you
Jane?
for smoking.
Oh, okay.
That's not Thomas Jane. I know you.
Then I clearly have not seen Inside
No.
Man.
Oh, I have Al Pacino's thing because Al Pacino was in it. I'm getting ready to. Oh, sorry. Let me scroll up. Not there. Stalling. Still
Ronan
stalling.
was good.
Not The Recruit. The Insider.
The Insider.
The Insider.
Okay.
Yes.
Yes.
I
That
love
didn't make the
movie.
list.
Okay.
That gem was so hidden.
Okay,
Coherence
right.
was on, yeah.
Hella hidden, guys.
Keep
and,
mine.
and of course, Coherence was on one of my lists for the
Yeah.
Mindfuck movies. That was a good one.
Yeah, that got me
good
to
hidden
watch
gem.
that. And that was
Mhm.
really good. And Ronan was badass. Ronan
Yeah.
played like some pretty low tier action, nothing too bombastic or anything. And it was about CIA operatives. It was great.
Mhm.
What made the car chases in
Yep,
Mission
car chase.
Impossibles so good because they were all like the Bourne Identity and Mission Impossible stole a lot from Ronan
Oh, yeah.
with the way they did the car chases.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Fallen. Now, Fallen, is that also.
That is
Wait,
Denzel
what's
Washington.
I think so. I think that's
Is
the one
that
with
Denzel Washington?
Denzel
and,
Washington, John Goodman.
Yeah.
It's like a
Yeah,
religious.
They
thriller.
keep singing the same song over and over again.
it's the one where I think it's the one where the serial killer is
Azazel.
like switching
Yes.
bodies.
That's
Yeah,
right.
Azazel. He can pop from body to body just by touching
Yeah.
people. That's cool. Those are good ones. None of
Are there
them
more
on my
slides
list.
to this one, Carly?
They're just two more. It's
Okay.
just two more movies. So then we had a Stu at Stuart Jerry
I love
253.
Stu.
Me too. He recommended. He said the role he was born to play, and it's Henry Rollins in He Never Died.
I've heard
I
great
don't know
things
if you.
about this movie.
Yes,
I've
this
not
movie
seen
is
it.
great. I
Never seen
definitely
it.
recommend it as well. It's a really good, like just low budget, great idea for a movie. I really liked it. So
And
yeah,
anyone just follow Stu, guys. He's such a nice guy. And,
yes,
Well,
and
I
he
vouch for
loves
him
movies.
100%. Yeah, he does. Absolutely.
it's
and then the
hard to
last
live
one.
when you can't die.
Right? And then
Oh, I love
Sing
him
Sing-
too.
Uh-huh.
JD.
Sing at JD_Sing. He recommended The Way of the Gun,
That's
which
a
is
great
another
movie.
great one.
It's
Yeah.
just an amazing opening of a movie, and just shutting up Sarah Silverman for the first time in her life.
Right? Yeah, good choices.
Yeah, and that's when Ryan Felipe just cold cocks that one girl, isn't it? There's that one
I'm
scene.
gonna
Yeah,
cold
just,
cock something. No, I'm just kidding.
just busts her right in the mouth. I'm like,
Oh my God.
something. You know, calm down.
Here comes the red guys. Fuck.
Oh, Chad. There we go.
Here comes
Chad,
the
gonna
red.
punch
Here
you.
comes the red.
That's my tagline, guys. All right. And like I said, I do have an honorable mention for this one. There were just too many to pick from. And actually, two of my movies on this list are from the same director. So, whatever. That's just how things rolled tonight. But my honorable mention, or just my number 4, whatever, is going to be a movie called The Sacrament, directed by Ty West.
Mm.
And Ty West is a pastiche filmmaker. He is forever
like
leaning into a genre or a time period of film and like trying to faithfully recreate that as best as he possibly can. And this falls into the kind of like found footage, faux documentary subgenre of horror. And this is not even loosely. This is basically just the Jonestown Massacre, the Jim Jones Drink the Kool-Aid thing.
Mhm.
From
Yeah.
like a found footage or faux documentary perspective.
Mhm.
And this movie is absolutely batshit crazy. It's genuinely frightening and intense and interesting, and you just can't take your eyes off of it. At least I couldn't. And I feel like literally no one has ever heard of this movie ever. I think it made like not even $1 million at the box office when
Oh,
it was like, at the
wow.
box office. It made next to nothing. And it's a shame because I think this movie absolutely deserves your attention. I know there are a lot of people who hate found footage or faux documentary or whatever, but this is an example of an extremely well done one. And if you're at all interested in the Jonestown story, they don't use that as the name, but that's exactly what this is, and you'll know it as you watch it.
Yeah.
But as this plays out, it's not terribly surprising if you know that story, but it's still handled so well, and it's harrowing, truly. And
So when did this come out? Because I like Ty West, but I haven't even heard of this. I feel
this is from
I never heard of this either.
God, I don't know what year this is from. I'm gonna have to say it's from like the 2010s.
okay. Oh, I feel terrible that I haven't heard of it because
We can
I
find out.
typically like Ty West. I'm just surprised I haven't heard of it.
Yeah, no, I feel like no one has heard of this movie for whatever reason.
2013.
And
Oh, okay.
Okay.
2013. Yeah, I was going to say 2010. So it's 12 years old. And this is just such a highly recommend, guys. If you like that subgenre, and even if you don't, I think give this one a try. It's very, very good.
Okay. Cool.
So on to my next
That's
one.
a cool
guys.
poster.
Mhm.
Yeah. Oh no, it is for sure.
It's a
And
really
the
good
guy,
poster. Yeah.
this man who they got to play the Jim Jones type character or whatever, he's so brilliant and it's so well done, and it's well done across the board. So yeah, a must watch, guys. So next, I don't remember what I have next. Oh, Nurse 3D. I know I've
Okay.
talked about this on the show before. This is
Yep.
another movie I feel like nobody knows about for some reason. And it's kind of like a trashy, erotic slasher
Mm.
thriller.
Your pain is her pleasure.
And it's amazing. Look at her like bondage nurse. I mean,
Well, that whole poster is great.
That's
Mhm.
pretty
I love
great.
it.
Yeah.
When
And
we
this
had the
poster-
video stores, I had to remind kids that were like, you have to check ID.
Aw.
yeah,
Like, this was a teenager's dream.
absolutely. And this has Paz de la Huerta in it. That's the
Okay. I was gonna ask who's
Please.
the young
the
lady
titular
doing it.
nurse. And this movie is just absolutely batshit crazy. It's hilarious. It is certainly not scary. I mean, I guess it's sort of horror, I guess, but it's kind of bloody and a little bit violent, but it's just so silly and over the top and so sexualized. Like like I said, the nurses' outfits in this movie alone, I mean, they really look like porn nurses, basically. And
Nice.
it's just pretty much everything about this movie I love. Every single second of this. I was on a show, the BS Drunk Pod. I know Brad's been on. This was one of the selections that I chose for one of my episodes, and they loved it too, man. They both really like this movie. And if you have not heard of this somehow, please watch it. Find it, watch it. I believe, if I'm not mistaken, it's streaming on Tubi.
Hmm.
Yeah, good old Tubi.
So yeah, Tubi, man, you can turn to that for a whole lot of good shit. And this is definitely good shit. I can't recommend it enough.
Very
All
cool.
right. Next, we are on to Ty West again.
Oh, this is a
The
great
house-
one.
This movie is spectacular.
Mhm.
Like I said before, he is a pastiche filmmaker, and this particular film is definitely recreating an early 80s horror film. And if you showed this to someone right now and they didn't know anything about this, and you told them this movie was from 1983, they would
totally
believe
believe you.
Yep.
Yep.
Absolutely believe you. It looks, feels, sounds, everything like it's made in 1983.
That
And-
looks like my old house.
Okay. Oh,
Minus
no.
the fire.
That's scary. okay,
No, I'm
right.
not even joking. That looks like my
Even the
old house.
fire, actually.
Aw.
Talk
But yeah,
on the
this-
phone. Finish your homework. Watch TV.
This is the movie that introduced me to Ty West,
Mm-hmm.
and it's still one of my favorites of his. And he most recently is more well known for X, Pearl, and Maxine. Those are his three most recent films, but this is still one of his very best, and just such a brilliant throwback to 80s horror cinema. And this is spectacular, and I cannot recommend it enough. And I just feel like in certain circles it's definitely sort of known, but as far as the broader sense of things, I feel like this is just a movie that just doesn't get talked about or recognized all that much,
Yeah.
and it absolutely deserves to be, in my opinion.
So good.
All right, we have one left, guys, and that is going to be Girl House. Has
Ooh.
anyone seen this?
I have not even heard of it, and I feel
I've
embarrassed.
not heard of this.
This is another one that I don't know how, and all mine were horror tonight, guys. That's just
Mhm.
kind of how the cards fell. This is a movie that I don't even remember how I came across this, but I
I know how I would have.
Okay, bro.
Girl House.
I've always been
I
shocked.
think I've seen that POV. That
Oh,
exact
okay, right,
POV.
right through that keyhole, just exactly right like that. But this is a slasher film. It's from maybe the 2010s somewhere, something like that. And it's about a house full of cam girls
Hmm.
who all live in this house together on this very like secure, secluded estate, basically out in the middle of
Mhm.
nowhere.
Or so they think.
Okay, right. And it kind of deals with an obsessive stalker. And this movie is so much better than anyone would ever even consider giving this credit for.
Cool.
It truly is a well done slasher film. And the villain in this, I thought, was genuinely like scary and threatening and imposing. And I mean, the movie's not like gonna like make you lose sleep at night, but it's filled with tension and it's tense and intense. And the villain is freaky and creepy, and the characters like actually are characters and people that you kind of come to care about, and you kind of come to understand this villain a little bit too. And this is just such a delight. And especially like as it gets towards the climax, the third act of this and everything like that's of course when everything in movies goes batshit crazy, and it does in this movie too. It's just well done and well executed, and I don't know how this has flown under the radar. So horror people, listen. Girl House. I have no idea where this is streaming. I own the digital copy of this, and I have for years now. And it's like a once a year watch for me. And every time I watch it again, I'm like, damn, this is good. Like, I need to scream about this to people. So that's why this was my number one choice. Just excellent horror cinema.
Very
For me.
cool.
To check it out.
Yeah. All right. So yeah, me done. We're going to move on to Mr. Coach. I know he's going to have some kind of an AI masterpiece. As we splash
Something
Can't wait.
amazing for us.
Uncut Gems coming.
Yeah, they're
is
starting
very
to be a
nice.
little just plain. They're not really doing it for me, so we're gonna have to maybe up the ante next week.
Listen, ChatGPT, we need extra fingers and we need misspelled
Hidden
words
movies.
right
I
now.
don't know. I was about to say, other than the Hitchleys, that part. Everything looks like it's spelled correctly.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Real.
Coach him.
What's the fun in that? I do have some honorable mentions. We can
Okay.
start with them.
Okay.
So
Oh,
we
yeah.
have Wag the Dog, pretty much one of the best political satires ever done.
Ever.
Robert De Niro, Dustin Hoffman, Anne Heche. It's just so well done, and it's creepy when you watch it now to what has been done.
Right.
I'm not just saying now; I'm saying over the last 20 years.
Okay.
Mhm.
So come at me, both of you bros.
Okay, right. Come at me.
Shit happens, people. Come on.
With Gene Hackman recently passing away, this is such an amazing. It's David Mamet. It is a great mystery suspense about a heist crew and them getting infiltrated but not infiltrated. The funny thing is, every time I start these things, I start sounding like a Stefan skit.
Yeah.
Aw.
It has everything.
It has everything. Fire hydrants and never mind. So highly recommend Heist. It's a great, just tight little movie. The one I love is a supernatural kind of thriller of a
I've not heard of it.
relationship
It's so
Never heard
good.
of
It's
Yeah.
good.
relationship going bad. And they try and fix it over a weekend of work, and they end up running into their doppelgangers, but they're not doppelgangers, they are them.
Oh,
But
okay.
they're not them, but they are them.
Mhm.
But how do we work
You have to
on
watch
the-
it. Yeah.
Yeah.
That sounds amazing.
Watch
It's
it,
really
find
good.
out. And next,
Next one. All right, here we go.
number 3, Lords of Dogtown.
Okay, I've not seen this.
This
Yeah.
This is directed
Wow.
by Amy Heckerling, who
Oh,
did
Clueless.
she did Clueless, but she also did Fast Times at Ridgemont
Yep.
High.
okay.
Great coming of age thing. This is one of those perfect times in history where on one day there was nothing, and then the next day there was something.
Mhm.
So this is basically a bunch of young surfers who were kind of skateboarding, but they had these clay wheels. So whenever you skateboarded and you hit a rock, you get thrown off your board. these are the first kids to be introduced to polyurethane wheels,
Oh, okay.
which allows them to basically grip the road and almost surf the road. So this was basically the birthplace of street skateboarding. And then it turned into like they were skateboarding in pools and like this is kind of the group, and it's 3 young kids, and they're all kind of one is middle class, and he is kind of like the steady Eddie of the group. You have the one who's like a broken family, and he is the purest of the group, but the most dangerous. And he's played by Emil Hirsch. And then you have the charismatic Tony Alba, who is like the most, the biggest personality of all of them. And it's how they all come up, and they're all under the tutelage of Heath Ledger, who is like their coach / mentor. Just an amazing coming of age and a slice of life movie.
This is a title I've always heard of or known about, but somehow I've not seen. So.
It came out at the same time as the documentary Dogtown and the Z Boys.
Oh, I know that.
Which is basically the documentary version of this. And it's kind of like this is the birth of modern skateboarding.
Okay. I'm into it. That sounds so good.
Next.
There you go.
I listen. This is my wheelhouse. This is my music. This is my everything.
So good.
It's a hitman who finds himself going back to his high school reunion and rekindling with the flame. And it's a dark comedy, but an action. It's everything. It has everything. It has everything. Like the violent femmes are playing constantly in the background. Like,
right.
So many good lines.
Yeah.
I guess you can never go home again, Oatman, but I guess you can shop there.
Right. This is very Gen X coded.
Yeah, this is kind of like, like the guys that were like Empire Records, Dazed and Confused. And
this one.
No, you guys see Gross Point Blank.
Yes, exactly. I always love the performance that when they are actually at the high school reunion, just how that's actually how people talk. They're trying to joke back and forth and not one up each other and just be very awkward and rather just saying the absolute truths. And I always, when I watch that's what I always think. I'm like,
the baby scene.
Yes, I was about to say with Under Pressure. Oh my God, it's so sweet.
Why can I not think of her name right now?
It's Minnie Driver.
Yeah, Minnie Driver. God.
We all knew her name.
All right, we go to the next.
Okay.
Oh, so
number
good.
1. It's. I think we've talked about it before. It is. It's basically a perfect film. It should have gotten a sequel. But I think it still can. Hear me out. I think we can see these two people now. Or not now necessarily.
Maybe in
but
the
like
80s.
In the 80s, yes.
Yeah.
Like
aged.
I would love that.
Let's age him up. Let's turn and give me Shane Black's view of the 80s.
Okay.
And with their similar characteristics, but showing growth. The daughter is grown, everybody's grown, but they're still kind of like, I don't know, they're private eyes together, or
they're at odds.
They need to get together to solve this one case. Or listen, it's such a great team up. It's such great just overall dialogue. The way they present everything is just amazing.
They're nice guys.
It's hilarious.
Dan's a big fan of this one.
Yeah.
All right. And then there is one more slide, and this is where I combined the top. I combined the Nice Guys, Gross Point Blank, and Lords of Dogtown to give us
Skate, shoot, survive.
Gross Point.
I want to see this movie. I don't know
Lords
what
of
it is.
Dogtone.
Forget all the writing.
No, I love the writing.
I want to see these 3 guys in all these awesome cars, and the extra chick in the corner there, who's the key to solving whatever.
Of course,
right.
Of course.
Yeah, there's a mystery going on, and you must recruit his old let's say his old roommate who's like a burnout skater, and his guy he knew in high school. And he thinks he's in the army now.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it kind of looks like we got like Ben Affleck there on the left. We
Little
could
bit.
have like I don't know.
It's
who
like
the other
Norman
two-
Reedus.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Norman Reedus is one of them. But this basically, for those of you who are not watching on YouTube, it's
Shame
an
on you.
AI 70s car shoot 'em up skateboard
Skate
movie.
It's
You
actually sick. I
survive.
would watch whatever this movie.
I
is.
would totally
For
watch
real.
this. We have to write it, people. We're gonna write this movie.
Okay, right. AI is killing it tonight with this one. Thanks, AI.
And that's all I got.
All right, there it is.
That was wonderful.
All right, that was Mr. Coach. Oh, the pressure is motherfucking on
Oh,
because we're moving to
jeez.
Miss Carly. And
With
everyone
my
watching,
Tried and true.
gird your loins.
Yes. Oh, my
Yes,
There it is.
it's the best. And you said you have an honorable mention, right?
I
Or
do. I have a
mentions.
well, yes, it's all on one slide though.
Okay, all right. We're gonna move on to honorable mentions. Here we go.
All right. The
Bone
first
Tomahawk.
are okay. Well, technically, it's all three of what is his name? Oh, geez, S. Craig Zoller.
Okay.
So his movies started with Bone Tomahawk. Then we have Brawl in Cell Block 99, and then of course his newest one was Dragged Across Concrete.
What a
But
great
he-
name.
Yeah, he is basically he's like more brutal than Quentin Tarantino, hyper violent exploitation type movies. I love all three of those, and I think more people should watch them and discover them. But like I said, they're very ultra violent, so
Oh.
you may not like some of the parts of it. You may have to look away, but all three are great. And
Bone
then
Tomahawk was some. I just watched it for the first time, like within the last couple of years. 'Cause
Oh,
I've
yeah?
I've never
seen
seen
Twitter
any of these
friends.
except for the one.
They knew I liked horror, and this is sort of it's like a Western
yes,
cannibal movie, basically.
yes,
Mhm.
it's so good.
And it's spectacular for real.
And then, of course, I have to bring up Upgrade because Upgrade deserves more love. Whenever you can give it
Wonderful.
to it, give it to Upgrade because I love this movie.
What
I
a
agree with that
concept.
100%. Yeah,
What-
Upgrade's
what
so
a-
much fun.
Most original ending ever.
Right? Oh man, it was
I
so
loved it.
good.
I love the ending.
It's been a minute since I've seen this too. Man, it's making me want to watch everything. Shit.
I know.
And I haven't seen Dragged Across Concrete or Brawl at Cell Block. What is it?
Ooh, Cell Block 99,
99. Okay. So
They're both
those I
really-
need to see.
really good.
Okay.
I would say Bone Tomahawk is probably my favorite, but Brawl is second favorite, and then of course Dragged Across Concrete.
Okay.
Dragged across.
Sold. All right. Next slide. Aw. He had to tell mom he loved her. I think Carly went missing.
Okay.
Oh,
he's
no.
done.
Okay.
Sorry, I was just
No,
making
you're
sure
good,
I don't
baby.
want to get all that on there. But yeah, he's just telling me good night.
He's so sweet. Oh, my God.
He is.
That's awesome.
All right. Ready
so-
for next one?
Yep.
All right.
All right, The Final Girls, not to be confused with, there are like so many movies called The Final Girls or The Final Girl. I think
Okay.
The Final Girl actually came out the same year, possibly. But then there's another The Final Girls that came out after this one.
Okay.
And this is the 2015 movie where it stars Taissa Farmiga,
Mhm.
which is actually Vera Farmiga's sister.
Okay.
Malin Ackerman and Adam Devine. And from IMDb, it is a young woman grieving the loss of her mother, a famous scream queen from the 1980s, finds herself pulled into the world of her mom's most famous movie. Reunited, the women must fight off the film's maniacal killer.
That sounds
Frogman.
amazing.
Remember this?
Yeah.
Yes. Okay.
So this is basically Friday the 13th meets Last Action Hero.
Oh.
Yes, it's a
Okay.
great companion piece to Cabin in the Woods, along
Okay.
with Tucker and Dale versus Evil. It's absolutely loaded with heart and humor. A great satire / love letter to the 80s slasher movies. The lighting, the shot composition, the camera movement, all of it is very impressive and extremely creative for an indie movie.
Okay.
And there's a cherry pie dance sequence That's one of the funniest parts in the movie. You'll just have to watch it to know what I'm talking about. But really,
Like
the
Warrant's cherry pie, or did I
yes,
have it? Okay,
yes,
okay.
Warrant's cherry pie.
Oh my god.
Whoa.
And it was completely improvised, by the way. This was just a dance that the actress herself just improvised on set the day of.
Hell yeah.
So
I love it.
yeah, it's great. It's hilarious. Honestly, the only real gripe that I have with this movie is the fact that it's PG-13
Oh,
instead of rated
Oh.
R. So we don't really get the full 80s schlock factor of tits, ass, and gore.
sure.
But I still think it kind of makes up for it. And I definitely think it's worth checking out, especially if you've never watched it and
Okay.
you like slasher movies.
I do. So this is on my list big
No.
time.
So the girl that
Serving
does the cherry pie dance,
Yes.
I've been following her forever.
Whoa.
Really?
And like I've been following her on like Instagram for a while,
Uh-huh.
but she was on an MTV Road Rules,
Oh, wow.
like way
Road
back
rules?
in the, yeah,
I didn't know
way
that.
back in the
Wow.
day.
Whoa.
And
That was
like
a thing.
and she was like an aspiring actress, and it was just someone like I kind of caught, like she'd pop up in like random things like Californication and stuff like that, and then like she had gotten cancer and like
Oh shit.
just a fascinating girl. She's kind of like friends with all of the have you guys ever heard of the Pistol Shrimps?
Yes,
I don't
Pistol
think so.
Shrimp Studios. Yeah.
It's a basketball team with like Aubrey Plaza and like a
Okay.
whole bunch of girls that age.
That sounds amazing.
And there's a documentary called The Pistol Shrimps about
Okay.
just there's them playing rec basketball together.
And actually, it spawned a podcast from the Conan O'Brien Needs a Friend.
Okay.
Their producer, Matt Gorley, his
Hmm.
wife is on the Pistol Shrimps. So they did, he's a big podcast guy, naturally. So he did, their podcast company is called Pistol Shrimp Studios. So
Mhm.
they've done a few things
got it. Okay.
like James Bonding and mall walking and just really some pretty entertaining things.
Okay.
Right. The other thing is she's from Bucks County, Pennsylvania, which
Oh,
is
okay.
like 30 minutes north of me. So yes, it does sound like a weird, creepy stalking thing. Not true. Officially
You can be
not
a
true.
fan, not a
So
fan.
have any of you guys seen this movie?
I
I
have
have
not.
not. No.
Okay.
I've seen clips of it from like this girl's Instagram.
Oh, okay. Yeah, they're the things that they do with it are really, really creative that I really enjoyed. Like there's parts where they actually go back within the movie and they're doing like a what is it called? Like a oh Jesus. Where they go back in time, basically like a flashback, and
Okay.
like the screen changes, everything turns to black and white.
Oh, hell
And then
yeah.
there's like they even step over like summer of 1957 that's written on the screen, like the characters within the movie. So it's just very creative, like visually.
Nice.
Yeah.
Love it.
Yeah, this sounds amazing.
Fun one.
All right, ready for
the
next one? All
Mhm.
right.
All right, Killer Joe,
Oh.
2011.
Yes.
I've not even heard of this.
You
No,
know
me neither.
Temple. Yes.
Ooh, yeah. I didn't even realize, by the way, that was Kaylee from
Mhm.
what's it called? Oh my gosh, I'm having a brain
Ted
fart
Lasso.
here. Ted Lasso, thank
Yeah.
you.
This is her
Oh,
her
cute.
her curly hair years.
Okay.
So this
Good.
movie, it tells the story of Texan drug dealer Chris, who is played by Emil Hirsch,
Mhm.
who finds himself in considerable debt and decides that the only solution is to murder his mother to collect the insurance money. So Chris and his father, played
Fuck.
by Thomas Hayden Church, decide to hire Joe, played brilliantly by Matthew McConaughey, who is a police detective that also moonlights as a contract killer.
Okay.
And because they don't have the money to pay upfront for the contract, Joe decides to take Chris's younger sister, Dottie, played by Juno Temple, as a retainer until the insurance money is paid out.
Oh wow.
Jesus.
That sounds
Yeah.
very Coen Brothers.
Yeah, it
Yeah.
kind of is. And of course, like most murder plots, things don't go according to plan. And
Oh,
that
damn.
ultimately leads to the to one of the most uncomfortable dinner scenes ever put to screen.
Oh, chicken wing,
So-
chicken wing.
Yeah, I think Dave's seen this one, haven't you? It sounds like you
Yes,
have.
I
Okay.
have.
And
This is
Wait,
this
is
was
that the-
actually the beginning of the reconnaissance.
Okay.
yes,
It goes because like he went from like Lincoln Lawyer and Ghost of Girlfriend's Past into Killer Joe, the paper Mud, Magic Mike,
mhm.
Dallas Buyers Club.
This
Okay.
is definitely not typical Matthew McConaughey, for sure. This is but he's
He
still great
has-
in it. I
he
still
has
loved
a
his character, but yeah, it's
huge
definitely not the
resume.
stereotypical part that he would play.
That's cool.
And like the poster says, it is a totally twisted, deep fried Texas redneck trailer park murder story.
Sounds perfect.
One of those.
So, yep,
Yeah, right.
one of
Exactly. Oh yeah.
That
Very
old
good.
trope.
Mhm.
Yeah, that sounds
Awesome.
amazing.
All right, I'm ready for the last one.
Here it goes. Oh, I love this movie.
Yes, Pontypool came out in
Pontypool.
2008.
You got a
It
thing for
is-
2008 today.
I know. I didn't even
Hey.
realize that. I was like, what is up
2008
with
be great.
2008? I guess it was a good year, you know. But so this is a cerebral psychological siege thriller about a small town under attack by a deadly auditory virus where those that have become infected become what are called conversationalists. And the movie opens on Valentine's Day in Pontypool, Ontario. Stephen McHattie plays Grant
I've been there.
Mazzy, which is a disc jockey and radio persona that has a strange encounter with a local on his way to work that morning. He decides to go about his day like normal until the radio station starts receiving multiple reports of people in the town attacking and eating each other.
Mhm.
So at times it can be quite funny and other times truly frightening. The filmmakers have also said that Pontypool was supposed to be the first part of an intended trilogy of movies,
Oh wow.
No.
with Pontypool being the first one, then Pontypool Changes, and lastly, Pontypool Changes Everything.
Oh wow. Okay.
Yeah, so
That would have been
uh,
interesting. I would have
right?
I
Well-
should for that.
And so, as of 2023, the other two films in the Pawnee franchise's trilogy, Pontypool Changes and Pontypool Changes Everything, have been in active development since
Oh, no way.
2016.
Okay.
So, no idea if they'll ever finish being developed, but I would definitely watch if they do.
Yeah. This is a very interesting and unusual take
Yes.
on essentially a zombie movie. It's kind of unlike how any other thing that I can think of off the top of my head has
Right.
ever handled it. And yeah, I thought this was because I think the zombie genre got a little bit tired for a minute, and this
Mhm.
was just such a different way of doing that trope and that story that this was very, very interesting. Well, very
Yeah.
good choices. Oh my
Thank you.
goodness.
Very good.
Okay. And last but certainly,
Certainly not least.
Certainly. At least
Is-
you haven't
and
seen my
I-
pic yet.
I can already see the little I'm feeling this photo that's about to pop up here.
Uh oh. Oh,
So good.
Hi.
I like how he's looking through a microscope.
Found
And
the
it's-
gem. They were hidden.
Okay, right, they are hidden as fuck. And you have honorable mentions too, right?
I do.
Let's go. Are you ready for him?
I am ready. Hop on.
Okay, here we go. Oh, okay.
Ooh, yes.
All right.
hmm.
We've got a trilogy that really does not join in any way whatsoever.
Okay.
So, I think the best thing about Hidden Gems is they were never really a financial success.
Sure.
Mhm.
I think that's just indicative with them. So my first one, my honorable mention is Barfly. Now, Barfly is 1987 black comedy starring Mickey Rourke and Faye Dunaway. Kind of at, I'm never going to say the height of their powers because they've just always been kind of consistent and really good.
Sure.
But it's a semi-autobiography about the poet, author Charles Bukowski.
Yes, I love him.
And he has some brutal poetry, and this is just during a stage in his time where he just spent drinking heavily in Los Angeles, and just the poems and the antics that he got in.
Mhm.
It was one that nobody saw.
I haven't seen it in a very long time.
But I remember seeing commercials for this, and when I finally saw it, I enjoyed it. I was way too young to see it, but
Sure.
yeah, it was just one of those ones that I really liked.
Mhm.
And
Good
when I ever
choice.
ask about anybody about it, they're like, "No, I've never seen that." So, next one is a not so guilty
Soldier.
pleasure of mine, Soldier.
Yeah.
Okay.
1998 science fiction, directed by Paul Anderson, written by David Webb Peoples, and starring Kurt Russell and Jason Scott Lee, Jason Isaacs, Connie Nelson, Sean Petrie, and Gary Busey. It's about a story about a high-skilled and emotionally distant soldier who is left for dead and befriends like refugees on a planet kind of like Elysium, like on the surface kind of planet, because he was replaced by newer, better, high-tech soldiers.
Mhm.
And revenge happens.
I haven't seen it. I need to.
I think Kurt Russell says under 100 words in it.
Oh
Right.
wow. Okay.
Like he is like that, the human Terminator, just
Okay.
not a robot kind of thing.
Sure.
Like these soldiers are bred since birth kind of thing.
Okay.
hmm
And one that I know nobody's seen here. Uh,
It's true. I have not seen this. I haven't even heard of it.
I haven't either.
no, exactly.
This is the it came from Top Gun, right? It's the
Kind of, yeah. It's called Side Out, and it's a 1990 American comedy drama sports film about beach volleyball.
All right.
Okay.
Thrilling.
if only
That
you
sounds
got
amazing.
Kenny Loggins.
You have got C. Thomas Howell, Peter Horton,
Hmm.
Haley Joan Kozak, Courtney Thorne Smith,
Oh,
and
wow.
yeah, it is about you got C. Thomas Howell, who is a corporate guy and learns the spiritual, relaxing ways of volleyball kung fu. I guess I don't know, but
Volleyball kung fu.
yeah, just the skills of volleyball competition. And this might tell you how well the movie did, because it was the last film by Aurora Productions due to its many flops, and this was the last one.
Okay.
It's the name of the coffin.
Oh, it really
Aw.
was. It was. I'm not going to say it was a great movie, but I loved it. I absolutely love this movie. And yeah, I know that nobody's seen it, so I would consider this a hidden gem.
Awesome.
Now it's my mission to find this. I have to because I've never heard of it.
If
I
you go
will-
to a garage sale or a gas station, it will be in the bin.
Okay, right. It'll be the love.
It won't be in the
No,
bin. It'll
less
probably
than an
be
hour.
leveling the bin. So if you look at under one of the legs of it to level the bin, yeah, it's probably they're holding it up.
Perfect. All right. You ready for your next one, sir?
Numero 30, please.
All right.
Hmm.
Oh, yes.
Oh,
Very
love
good.
this one.
Things to do in Denver when you're dead. I figured people would have seen it because we have a pretty deep eclectic taste with our group here, but that would be us. We're the only ones that saw it.
Okay, right.
Because in 1995 you got Jimmy the Saint trying to go straight, get out of the gangster life, which it is. Everyone is there pretty much in gangsters, with his little business where he videotapes dying people so they can have messages for their loved ones. Now his business isn't doing that well, so his former boss, the crime lord known as the Man with the Plan, that's his name, Christopher Walken, a guy in a wheelchair, quadriplegic, after an attempt on his life. He attempts to get Jimmy back to help him cure his son of being a pedophile by trying to get his son's ex-girlfriend to come back to him.
Okay.
Hmm.
Shit happens, and the crew that he kind of gets going is all like under the gun by Steve Buscemi.
It's
The
the most
super hitman.
90s thing ever. It's like Suicide
Ever.
Kings meets Happiness meets
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah, the film was definitely a box office bomb. Got negative reviews by critics, with many of it calling a Pulp Fiction ripoff clone.
Mhm.
Okay.
Hmm.
which I could see parts of it because they tried to make this gangster stuff cool. They added pedophiles, they added hitmen, they added just weird stuff for no
Sure.
reason. But with this cast, I mean, you got Christopher Lloyd, you got Treat Williams, you got Andy Garcia, like there's Christopher Walken, and I believe Jenny McCarthy plays his whore-like nurse. So yeah, it's fun to watch.
It's
That
a
sounds
role made
amazing.
for her. No, I'm
It's been
kidding.
a
I'm just
long
joking.
Completely.
time. Holy shit.
Completely. Poor whore Jenny McCarthy.
Oh no.
You said it.
I was a joke though. Joke.
I was dead serious.
Aw.
Okay, but deadly serious.
Deadly serious. So yeah. Number 2, please.
All right.
I love this movie.
I knew you would.
I have not seen this.
Oh wait,
And
you
you-
have to.
I
Oh, I can't
knew-
wait until the end. I get to do the end.
Oh,
the
totally.
End quote.
Yes.
Go for it.
Well, I Come in Peace, also known as Dark Angel in some
Yep.
circles. You have Dolph Lundgren as super detective who gets teamed up with a nerdy little FBI guy to discover some really weird killings and a new drug on the street. It turns out that the killings are coming from these aliens that come down, they kill people, they inject them with heroin, and then they suck the juice out of their brain to create a new drug.
Oh wow.
That's the plot.
That
Mhm.
sounds
And it's-
amazing.
It's
Actually.
really, really awesome. And you can't tell if Dolph Lundgren has an accent in this. He's got a weird just gait to him.
Yeah.
Okay.
But I mean, if you look at him in the corner there with a head tilt there, that's a
Mhm.
stunning fucking man. Like,
Oh
my
yeah.
God. Like,
True.
he's
Gorgeous.
superhuman. Like, I don't know if I told the story. Did you guys hear why Sylvester Stallone hired him for Rocky 4?
No.
Mm-mm.
He hired him because, quote unquote, he hated him.
Oh.
Interesting.
Yeah. During the casting, Dolph Lundgren walks in and he says, "Here I am, my 5'0" Italian ass sitting down." He says, and this god
Mhm.
walks in, cheekbones taller than me.
Mhm.
He says he is a literal genius, a 9-time martial arts champion. He has got abs for days, and I hated him so much, and I needed that. He says, I was so jealous. I hated him so much. I needed
Aw.
that on screen.
Oh, wow.
Right.
And although not a good movie, I thought it was a great fucking movie.
Yeah.
Yeah, no,
Sometimes
this
those are
is
the best.
pure schlock, and I love
Oh.
the end quote. You go in pieces.
Yeah, during the flying kick into something, the guy's tagline is "I come in peace," and Carly just said it perfectly. And you go in pieces, asshole.
I have to see this.
You really do.
Real.
You
Oh my
really
God.
do.
This would be a fun watch along with everyone. I bet.
Mhm.
Oh heck yeah, heck yeah. And my number 1.
All right. Oh,
Mm. It's a fun
this
one.
is such a great
Mhm.
choice.
This is the. I've said this about all this. One of the greatest movies that nobody's ever seen.
Yeah.
I think it was just me and my buddy Patrick. I've talked about him on the on the podcast before. He is my weird movie date, and we always went to see the weirdest movies. And you have 4 rooms, and you have Tim Roth, who is a bellhop, who's taking over from a retired bellhop, and visits 4 rooms. And in each one of these rooms, ridiculous ensues, from a coven of witches, guys with a Alfred Hitchcock fetish,
hmm
Mexican gangsters, and it just a couple trying to work something out.
hmm
But this is a ridiculous cast.
Yeah.
Like Antonio Banderas, Kelly Hugh, Madonna,
hmm
she's in it.
Quentin Tarantino's in this one.
Quentin Tarantino,
Mhm.
Bruce Willis
Mhm.
is in this, and oh shoot, who am I thinking of? Alicia Witt from Dune and Longlegs.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and this movie is kind of a bit of a throwback to physical comedy because Tim Roth
Mhm.
his reactions, his smiles, his smirks, his twitchy mannerisms.
Mhm.
I can watch this all day forever.
Yeah,
Like
it's been so long.
You
God.
put it on in the background and just always find something.
Yeah, he's very animated.
Yeah.
It's
And
been
my-
years since I've seen this. I have to see this again soon now, for real. I haven't thought about this in years, Brad. This was a great
Well,
choice.
My absolute favorite room naturally is when he is told to babysit the kids.
Oh my
Mhm.
God. Absolutely.
And when the gangster's wife tells him, telling the husband, says, "How can we trust him?" And he just shoots out his hand and grabs his face, and he says, "Look at this face." He says, "I trust this man over other some babysitting service pedophile fucks to watch my children."
Oh my God.
And Antonio
Terrifying. No big deal.
Antonio Banderas comes back. The room is in flames. Everything. He's holding his wife because she's drunked up or something like that. He looks at him and says, "Did they misbehave?" And it was just, I loved it. I loved it.
Yeah,
So, yeah,
excellent.
those are my hidden gems.
Great choices, guys. This made me
Very
wanna watch
great.
so many things. Holy
And you've given me
shit.
a list of things to watch, Carly.
Yeah.
Holy.
Yeah, definitely. Definitely things I've never heard of and things I haven't seen for a really long time.
I'm kidding.
Yeah, because
Okay.
4 Rooms, I mean, that was like kind of, it was after like I discovered Pulp Fiction, and then I was kind of into like
Mhm.
artier stuff like that, and I was like trying to devour all that kind of stuff at the time, like thinking I was like something, I don't know, some kind of a cinephile
You
at like,
were.
Cheeks
in
You
high
were.
school, and yeah, but yeah, it's been such a long time since I've seen that, so yeah, good.
All great
good
movies.
choices.
Everyone. Great
Absolutely.
choices. And yeah, a bunch
And
of
yeah,
lists.
good recommendations from the Twitter friends as well, man.
Yes.
Totally.
Yeah, God, I feel like we could probably do like 8 episodes on this, like just like
No kidding.
Right?
No
other
kidding.
kinds of things that I wanted to recommend. Like paring
We could
this
do a
down
spin
was
off podcast of we
Yeah,
watch
right.
stuff that you haven't.
Mhm.
absolutely, and yeah, there's just too much good shit out there, man. Too much.
So, what are we planning on watching next? Does anybody have anything on their radar that they want to see this week? Everyone else said they were going to go to the movies. I got that Black Bag. I'm going to go check out.
Yep, I'm definitely trying to see that tomorrow. Hopefully,
Wait, is that the name of it? Black Bag or
Black
Burn
Bag.
Bag?
Mhm.
Yep.
Yep.
Is
And
it
Snow
black?
White's out this week.
Oh, I'm gonna go see that. No.
It's
mean-
funny. Like I read some of the reviews, and they're like, actually, the annoying girl's kind of good, but
Uh-huh.
the one you know is really bad.
Yeah, I saw
Um,
that as well. Yeah.
I
Wait, you
don't
mean the
know.
one that was hired for her looks?
Okay, right. She's
Yeah.
beautiful though. Holy shit.
Is Ash on anybody's radar?
What's
I
that?
s-
Ash?
I saw it looking through the thing today, but I'm not sure what it even is.
Yeah, it's
heard of
a woman wakes up on a distant planet and finds the crew of her space station viciously killed.
Oh,
Her investigation into what happened is sets in motion a terrifying chain of events.
ooh, that sounds
Mhm.
good. Holy shit. I'm gonna have to look
That
more
sounds
into
so. You know what? It sounds so good. I'll bet you it's playing nowhere up here.
that.
I was about
Exactly.
to say.
As I look in the cast, I think it will be playing up near you. It's
Hmm.
Wayne Gretzky in the cast.
Aaron Paul, Eliza
No.
Gonzalez.
I am dead. Holy shit.
It probably will be playing up here.
Okay. Yeah, I know it's playing by me because I was looking at movies tomorrow, like playing tomorrow earlier today, and yeah, that was one of them. And I was like, I don't even know what this is, and I kept scrolling because I was looking for Black Bag showtimes and that kind of stuff, and of course, Snow White. No, I probably won't be seeing that. Actually, I would watch
No.
Snow White, I would say, but there are too many other things playing right now that would prioritize over that for sure. So that would be something I'd see on a week where there was literally nothing else playing, and I just want to go to the movies, basically. So I'm not trying to shit on Snow White. I really don't care
No.
about it one way or the
I'm not
other.
going to
It's
shit
just
on Snow
not
White,
for
but
me.
there's a reason I'm not going to see it, and this
Yeah.
is going to sound like a very classic reason. I saw it. I like the
Right.
cartoon.
Well, I'd
Like
have
that
to
was a
say,
masterpiece. I'm not gonna.
have any of you guys seen Snow White: A Tale of Terror?
I have not the one with Sigourney Weaver.
Yes, it's so good. Oh
I
my
know
God,
of
it's
it,
still
but
my
I've not seen
favorite
it.
version of Snow
I
White.
think was Willem Dafoe in it too.
Oh,
I don't
shit.
think he was. Well, no, he might have been in it. I don't remember him in it, but I know Sam Neill, Sigourney Weaver, Gil Bellows. I know you guys don't know who that is, but I had a crush
Gil
on him, so
Bellows.
that's the only reason why I know his name. So,
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
old man
no,
Willem
Illustrated.
Dafoe may have been in it.
I remember the box art. Like,
Yes.
it's funny. A lot of these things, like from my video store days, I just remember like what the box looked like. And yeah, Willem Dafoe
That
was
almost
not there.
showed up in my underrated gems too. That was a good one.
Plenty of hidden underrated gems.
Mhm.
Yeah. Are you actually seeing Black Bag this weekend, Brad?
I want to.
Okay. I just didn't know if whoever
I'd
was
like
like
to.
keeping you from seeing it was like doing it this weekend with you, or
Mm.
Yeah. I
So
don't know.
Find out.
you're like, we'll see. We'll see.
I might just lie and just
Okay.
say,
Aw.
You're gonna pull the
No.
Netflix lie.
yeah, I didn't see it.
Ah, I didn't want to see
yeah.
that.
Yeah, I didn't see it yet.
I didn't see it. Well, if you want to go see it, I guess we'll go see
Sure.
it. But see,
Good.
here's the thing.
I've
Now
done that for
I'm
sure.
busy, so maybe you just go with a friend. It's because I'm busy.
Fair
Mhm.
enough.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm hoping to
Oh, I
catch something maybe
downloaded it.
afterwards,
I got a cam version. It was good. Did you like it? Yeah.
Well,
exactly.
so
maybe-
I am thinking of tomorrow. It is Rad Day.
Mm.
That
For
almost
any-
made
For
that
anybody who
almost made it.
celebrates.
That almost made my hidden gems. But
There's a movie
when I was
in the theater.
looking up hidden gems, and then it came up Rad Day. I'm like, well, they have a day around this movie. I don't think it's a hidden gem. I think everyone knows about it.
I don't know anything about it.
Oh, you
It's
don't
the
know
BMX
Rad?
movie.
With crew.
Rad.
man.
Oh, okay.
That's all I know about it. But
the,
yeah.
the bicycle dance to Send Me an Angel with Aunt Becky.
Holy
Yeah.
shit.
Yeah.
Listen,
That sounds. I don't think that I've seen it, but I know what it is.
I love
that just
things,
sold it to me. Let me tell you.
Uh-huh.
I
The
love that things
twins.
are becoming days now. Like they have Rad Day. They have it's Rex Manning Day. So that day
Mhm.
we have to go see Empire Records.
Okay.
There's Back to the Future Day.
May the 4th.
May
all
the
of it.
4th. Yeah, I mean,
Revenge of the 5th. All that. Yeah. Always cool.
listen, it's something that is like, yeah, it's completely like indie art house, but I am
Illogical.
all for a group of people who enjoy a movie like Rad seeing it together.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Hell yeah, man. I feel that for sure.
I went to buy a bicycle, and I actually went looking for BMXs. They don't make them anymore.
Mm.
All for
Oh.
competition, all that stuff. And so all way out of my price range. But I'm like,
Yeah.
man, I don't want a mountain bike. I don't want all this shit. I want a fucking BMX. I don't need all these gears and shit.
Oh.
Look, I don't want to ride anything in comfort. I want to
just-
sit on this little ass.
That's
slow
right.
ass
No,
bike.
see that's the problem. I would buy a bike, but I gotta find a seat for my big ass.
Well, I can find a seat for my big
Oh,
ass
yeah,
too.
you gotta get
yeah.
the,
yes.
the comfort cushion.
That
Yeah, I'm not
bench
gonna
seat
sit on
kinda
that
thing, I've
tiny.
seen those.
Yes.
No, yeah,
Yeah,
that
no, I'm
thing
gonna
would
be
disappear
biking
in
in
me.
comfort.
Yeah.
Okay, right. That's a whole other episode.
Right.
It's a whole other episode.
I mean,
Well-
at this point, like all the big finance places have bought these companies and just killed them anyway. So like, there is no more mongoose bikes. You have to go to like
Mm-mm.
Temu and get mongoose,
Mongoose.
mongoose
Right.
bike,
Mongoose.
or
Yeah.
like you could get the old GT. I'm trying to remember like all the crazy.
GT Snow Racer?
Yeah, it's all the ones that's like, man, that guy has a GT with pegs on both wheels.
Right. God. That sounds
Yeah.
amazing. Holy shit.
Fuck yeah.
All right.
All right,
Anything
well,
else- anything else they want to say before we get the fuck out of here?
Well, look forward to what we do next week,
Yes.
and maybe we'll try and reach out to you if you were featured on the podcast, and we'll send you a link saying, "Hey, you were mentioned."
Yeah, and please keep keep
Like,
joining
subscribe,
and
Yes,
Send us
comment.
stuff.
Let us
Yes.
know what we
Yeah,
missed.
anything
what are
you wanna
your
hear.
underrated gems?
Yeah, anything you want to hear us talk about too, any ideas you may have. Like you want
We're
our
bored
takes
with
on a
each other.
certain-
We need input.
We're always open minded, guys. For
Yes.
sure. I'm never
It's been
bored with you guys. I have a blast
423
with y'all.
episodes. Come on.
Yeah, facts. But anyway, good night, guys. Hit us up on Twitter. We'll have links to all that in the description of audio, in the YouTube, and all that kind of stuff. So hit us up there, leave comments on YouTube, and yeah, we'd love to chat with you guys.
Yes.
Good night, everybody.
Bye.
Peace.